Welcome back to TravelPreneur, the podcast where we explore the future of travel with those shaping it. I'm your host, Megan McSwain. Today, we're joined by a distinguished leader in the travel industry, Melyssa Reeves, President and CEO of One West Tourism Alliance and a board member of the California Travel Association. Today, we'll delve into the advancements and collaborations that define the travel sector in the Western U.S. Welcome to the show, Melyssa.
Thank you so much, Meg. I appreciate the opportunity to chat with you today.
Melyssa, can you explain how One West Tourism Alliance fosters collaboration among its diverse members to enhance tourism in the Western United States?
Absolutely. So there's actually been quite an evolution of the association over the last couple of months. But most recently, I think bringing in our partners as members to our association has been a huge change for us. It's really been an association led by DMOs, and all of our members were DMO members. And now we've brought our partners in, which I think, again, just fosters collaboration, and it really makes all of us better, I think, in the industry.
And in what ways has the transition from DMA West to One West Tourism Alliance impacted your strategy and initiatives?
So I think taking a step back just a little bit, the association actually has been around. It was originally founded almost 100 years ago, but it's been managed kind of in its most recent form for about 40 years. And that was all under a management company. So we had a management firm that handled all the day-to-day operations. So November of last year, we decided that we would separate from the management company and lead our own association and kind of take it over ourselves. So that's kind of changed the makeup and what the association looks like. But one of the things when I was hired, one of the things that was most important to me is that we do create an association of the industry for the industry. So again, not just being DMOs, but bringing in our partners who, quite frankly, have supported us as non-members for years. But we wanted to bring them in to really foster that collaboration. We knew that our DMO leaders didn't succeed without our partners and vice versa. So that's kind of been the biggest change. We've got lots of changes to come. We are definitely in a bit of a transition phase, but I think it's exciting as well.
Can you share a successful example of how this collaborative approach has significantly benefited a member or the region?
I think just having those partners as members, I think that they feel now like they are part of the association. They're not outside of this group. And I think that, just the access and the opportunity for our DMO leaders and our partners to work more collaboratively, to be in the same space at one of our summits and get to know each other better. There's not this exclusionary thing anymore that I think we kind of did for a while. And so, again, I think it's beneficial on both the DMO side and on the partner side. And, so far the feedback from our partners has been pretty great. So we think we're headed in the right direction.
As a board member of the California Travel Association, how do you approach your role in advocating for the travel and tourism industry at the state level?
So I actually have rolled off the board of Cal Travel. I was a part of that board for a number of years, but with some changes and relocations in my life, I'm no longer on that board. I do still sit on the Destinations International board for another 3 weeks. But, I think any way that I personally can get involved in the industry, advocate for, I was a DMO leader at my last DMO for 16 years. So, I've kind of been on that side as well. And now getting to advocate a little for the greater industry, it's definitely changed my world and what I do day to day, but my passion for the industry hopefully shines through. And, I, in a new, unique position to better advocate for our members in the West, kind of on a national level with DI. And I did for a number of years, on behalf of small DMOs with Cal Travel and some of my other industry participation.
Just from your wealth of experience, can you discuss a key challenge the California travel sector faces today and the strategies that Cal Travel employees may, use to address it?
Not sure I know how to answer that because, again, I'm not really working just in the California.
Right. No.
I guess for the West in general, it's seeing it from this side and learning it. I've just kind of been in the role since November. So I'm kind of learning. We have our membership extends from the West Coast, so all the Western states out through the Dakotas and down through Texas. So, of course, with that vast of a region, we have almost half the country. So, with that vast of a region, it's the challengers are very diverse. We've got California that deals with, earthquake issues and fire issues. And I think everybody's dealing with the unhoused issues. But I think I'm kind of really getting a grasp on the One West side of what our member DMOs are dealing with and how we can best support them with those challenges they may be facing in their state. It's a learning process for me, I'll tell you that. Just having, again, I've been a California DMO my whole career. So having all these other states that I'm trying to learn is a challenge, but exciting.
Can you share during your time there, can you share any initiatives that were introduced that had a noticeable impact in just throughout your career?
I think just, we advocated on behalf of the funding mechanism that most California DMOs have in T-bids. There's been, over the course of the years, a number of different initiatives that have tried to change that funding model or eliminate it completely. And through the advocacy work of Cal Travel, and then, me being on the board and being a part of that advocacy, we were able to stop those efforts and protect that funding mechanism, which is so important to California DMO in particular.
And looking ahead, what are the emerging trends that you're kind of observing that you believe will shape the future of tourism in the Western U.S.?
I think seeing our DMOs again, everybody's challenges and what our DMOs are striving for is all a little different depending on their state. But we're just seeing that so many are looking. So I'll give you a fun example. I think we just came back from Cheyenne, Wyoming, where we had our annual leadership summit. And I think something that's unique about our association and something that I think will help bring the industry and our leaders along is this opportunity for peer-to-peer learning. And they all sat around a large table and shared, some of the challenges that they're facing from state to state and from DMO to DMO, and they stepped up to support each other. And so I think that's very unique with this group. Again, the challenges are pretty vast, and where we see the industry may be different a little bit, varies a little from state to state. But I think the one benefit that we have with our group is that they are all exceptionally supportive, although they are sometimes competitors. They're all there to support each other, and they all helped with questions to some of those most challenging staffing kind of problems to, legislative issues in their state. And I think that support is going to help bring the entire industry up in the West.
For aspiring leaders in the travel and tourism sector, what advice would you offer to effectively contribute to and grow within this industry?
Get involved however you can. I think the relationships are key to being successful in this industry. I think it's what we all love the most about this industry. And, my greatest partnerships and greatest friendships have been built, and my best friends are my colleagues, that work throughout the industry. So I think getting involved any way that you can, step up and, get involved in associations, sit on boards that you can, get involved in your local city government however you can, know what's happening in your communities. And then education, get as much education as you can. DI has a couple of great programs with PDM and CDME, CDME was completely career changing for me. And I wish I had done it earlier in my career. One West will have an accreditation program for newer leaders into the industry. And so, I think, again, that those relationships and education are probably really key to success.
And let our listeners know where they can connect with you and where they can learn more about this and get involved if they want to.
Absolutely. So they can find us on social or our website, onewesttourism.org. And same thing for our social pages. And again, we host 3 summits a year. So no matter where they're from in the country, they're more than welcome to come. You don't have to be in the West to participate in our events. But we have a tech summit in the spring, and we have a leadership summit in the summer. And then in the fall, we have an education summit. So definitely they can attend any of our events. We've got webinars and other online educational opportunities that are available to everyone as well.
So there's plenty of ways to get involved, even if you're not in person. You can go online and connect.
Absolutely.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Melyssa, for sharing your insights and the impactful work you're leading with One West Tourism Alliance. We appreciate you taking the time and kind of explaining this. And this is so important, as we know, moving forward, into the future with travel. So thank you for that. To our listeners, thank you for tuning in, and be sure to follow and subscribe to the TravelPreneur Podcast for more discussions with the trailblazers of travel. Until next time, keep exploring new horizons.